Hello and welcome everybody, and on today's episode we are going back, all the way back to the 1940s, back when cars were sturdy, they were hefty, they were strong, they were very well built, unlike some of the cars of today. But even today in 2018, some of these bad boys still exist, very well restored, very well kept, very well maintained. And that's exactly what we're here to explore. Welcome to the show. On this car and bike episode, we're going back in time, a little vintage actually. Mr. Kylas, thank you so much for meeting us. How long have you had this passion?
This passion has been there right from the age of 7 or 8 perhaps. Okay. So and it's been slowly developing, and I could afford to buy a car only probably in the late 80s. Until then I couldn't do that. So the passion was there. So whenever we see a car, imported car, any car on the road, could identify it immediately. That was the level of passion.
This is Mr. Kylas, ladies and gentlemen. If you've ever seen one of these gorgeous, beautiful vintage vehicles, very well restored, which is quite an expensive passion, mind you, in and around T Nagar, well, this is the man to blame. So I get the opportunity to go on a little bit of a...
Sure, definitely, yes, Shyam. It'll be a great pleasure to have you beside me while I drive it around. And she's a great beauty in the sense, it's a no-nonsense car. And it'll keep going on and on without any maintenance or anything. That's the ruggedness of this car.
Speaking of which, I think let's get on the road right now. Sure. So I want to hear the rest of the story inside. What have you gone through to restore this? Tell me the history of this baby. When did you pick her up? What condition was she in?
91 was the year when I picked it up in a down south suburb. This was lying in a dilapidated condition and unused for more than probably 5 to 10 years or so. So most of the parts were missing, and she was a non-runner at that time. So it was in a garage, and what happened was, as usual, the mechanic was not at all interested in this vehicle. It was more of a burden for him to house it in his garage, just like that lying, and it was not getting him any revenue. So when he said this car, the owner might give it away, so I went and met the owner, and he immediately parted with it. So that's how the journey began, 91.
Where are you getting parts for this car from? Do they even manufacture it still?
They don't manufacture. What you have to do is, if you have to get ready one car, you have to cannibalize one or two and have your car in a running condition. That's how it is done. So otherwise parts are scarce. Thanks to the internet, cars are possible to run on the roads, and spares are sourced from clubs all over the world where they readily help.
Much like the times, these cars were built tough. Weight reduction and mileage weren't big words back then. A head-on collision with these timeless babies would result in your plastic tub of a car being smashed to pieces. Design was simple back then. Fit for people and hit the road. Cars of these era were identified by their really long hoods, were most definitely rear-wheel drive and powerful enough to hit 100 km per hour. That's fast considering speed limits would hover around 25 km per hour in those times.
If you are a guy owning a car, and if you are from India, the experience is good with the clubs, the Morris clubs, Austin clubs, Singer club, and the Fiat 500 clubs, where they immediately come to your rescue, find out what part is required by you, and mostly mechanical parts sometimes can be sparingly used or used ones, which you pick it up from them. And the best part is sometimes they don't charge you at all. They ship it to you free of cost. But right here, whether it's free or charged, the customs levy duty on it, and we have to clear it, paying a hefty amount to get the parts. So that's the story behind this sourcing. So otherwise what is being done is, most of the members go abroad and pick up the parts and fly back to India and have it done.
What percentage of the car did you have to completely repurchase and remanufacture and redo?
Some sort of a gamble, if you call, because if it's a non-runner, buying it is always there is a grey area because you wouldn't know what is the state of the parts are in. Either you go in for a car of your liking, which is a non-runner, or you'll have to shell out a lot of money to buy a restored car. So the thrill is in restoration, because if you're a hands-on guy, you will know the thrill of restoring the car, because I am a hands-on person and I could work on most of the machines on my own. And what I do is I have a helper to only carry out my instructions. This one particular aspect where the windshield moves, away from the position, it's meant to bring in a lot of fresh air, and you don't feel very claustrophobic or stifled without fresh air. So what's happening is you get fresh air, and cool climbs you can close it fully, and you can utilize the engine heat to warm you up. So they all had a dual purpose.
Yeah, see, it's not going to make a good getaway car.
Yeah, it's not a getaway car.
It's not a getaway car, but it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, every bit of it from the inside is it's nice. It takes you back in time, from the meters to even the key. It looks awesome, and the steering wheel, the little detail on that, the little detail on the seats.
Leather upholstered seats.
Leather upholstered seats.
So way back.
Yeah, the seating's a little small because way back then everyone was very, very small, I'm guessing. This model here is a part of the 8 series lineup, equipped with a 918cc 4-cylinder engine with a manual 4-speed gearbox. Power was in the range of 30 bhp with a top speed of 93 km per hour. Pretty fast for the slow 1930s. Well, that's all the time we have, ladies and gentlemen, for this episode. We're going to have to wrap things up. But rest assured, we will be back next time with another beautiful vehicle. Old or new, will be a vehicle nonetheless. Now if I can just... I always wondered how people ever got in and got out. I'll catch you guys next time.